and this is a great angle to see the dam. I get some questions from folks about, you know, are you allowed to fly over dams and all that? And you know, they're not TFRs. There's nothing that says I can't fly over them. I would be a fool to linger in them. I think, in fact, you're not supposed to linger in them.
Sure.
The one time I did have a photo shoot for example, the Rocky Reach Dam, we called ahead and we told them we were coming.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to ask permission, but it's just a good idea to tell them that you're there for a reason.
Sure.
And they don't really have a problem with it, especially if they know you, they can check on you. And then their security did check on me, make sure I was legit and all that. But this is a really nice view of the Wanapum Dam here.
I agree. Well, the position of the Columbia River itself is a story. I mean, the Columbia has not always flowed right here. Some might notice that those giant lavas we were talking about were so giant and so impressive that they pushed the Columbia River off of its original course. And so where you live at Wenatchee, it's not an accident that those giant lavas are right at the edge of the Columbia River. In other words, the Columbia River was pushed to that location. Here, the Columbia River originally was over by Cleellum.
Oh, wow.
That's the end of the line for those giant lavas coming from the east. But then the weight of that German chocolate cake has depressed Washington so much that the Columbia River has started to work its way back, or did start to work its way back, and has been here for at least 10 billion years.
Oh, that's a good thing for the people who have built homes along the east side there.
Yeah.
This is one of the widest areas in the river in my neck of the woods. It gets wide again down by the Dalles and Hood River.
Sure.
And this area is also really windy. Usually, it's not too bad today. A lot of times I'll be flying over here and I'll see white caps.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, I love the early part of the 20th century, that part of the state's history, and you may know that if we're before 1927, there was a ferry here to get people across the river, and then they finally ponying up the cash to build a bridge. Not this bridge, but an older bridge for the Sunset Highway.
Right.
And when they finally decided to put this bridge in, when they built the interstate in the late 1960s and early 70s, they moved the original Vantage Bridge down to southern Washington and recycled it basically.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
It crosses the Snake River now.
Okay.
And this is the river that was, this is the bridge that was built when they built Wanapum Dam.
That's very neat. I didn't know that.
So the petrified wood is the story here. These ice-rafted erratics, the gravel bars, etc. It's all happening in a relatively small area. And I think people that travel and have families and they see a brown sign to stop and walk through the ginkgo petrified forest are imagining walking through like these trees of stone that are standing, and unfortunately it's not that experience for them. I hope they enjoy it, but it's not.
There's a nice visitor center there with some interpretive displays, and there's some petroglyphs
Totally.
right outside, which are kind of neat. You know, if you're coming across the the country here and you need a stop, it's a really nice stop. Maybe hit Blusteries for a burger and then go into the museum for a 15-minute walk. This is the road, the old road over here, and you can see where it comes out of the river. And if you look way up ahead, I'm not sure if you can see it in the view. It's in the view, but I'm not sure if it's big enough. You can see where the road goes into the river, and that's the old road. You see that Sunset Highway?
Yes. Yeah. So there's different generations then. So I think this old road right below us is the one pre-1927.
Okay.
And then the one that is in the distance that we can obviously see, that's the Sunset Highway after 1927.
This one here, you're talking about the first one. Yeah, that's a pretty rugged.
That was the old road you used down to the ferry, and you would just have to wait for the ferry to arrive to get you across the Columbia. And of course there was a big floodplain here. The river was much narrower.
And we just went right past the lookout area, the rest stop.
Oh, sure.
Missed the rest stop on the other side, oh well. With the horses, the sculptures of the horses.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, see now, I play games with myself. Can I see the standing log now? And I can't,
No, I know, it's hard to see.
It's really tricky, but I'm so glad we found it again.
It does geotagging, supposedly, the camera. I'm not sure if it really works.
Oh,
though.
really?
Yeah, it's got GPS built in it. No. So, let's see, you probably do see it. I-90 is off to our right, and now it's going to turn away from the river, and it's going to go out towards Spokane, Moses Lake, Spokane, Idaho, you know, and on to, you say, Boston? Okay.
Boston, Mass.
And they're not going to do that in a day, but yeah, the light is much better from this direction.
Yeah,
Let's go past these one more time.
Sure, you can see the diagonal look of the crinkle cut French fries much better.
Oh yes, I do. I do see it. Yeah. Let's see.
That was genuine enthusiasm, Maria. Thank you for that.
I'm enthusiastic.
Good.
I'm just not near. Nobody's as enthusiastic as you are.
It's all fake.
No, you can't fake that. You can't fake that. He's like a giant kid. So I don't know if you guys can see the diagonal. Actually, I see it less now than I did back there, but I'm not sure if it was in the picture there.
Yeah, I did.
But it's like straight right in front of us. Oh yeah, and over there you can see it really good
What
right
is
now.
up with that? I mean, people have been thinking, is this some sort of
That is just
seismic
really
shaking?
weird.
It's like, I mean, it's one thing just to have an individual column do the pinch and swell like a crinkle cut French fry, but to have them grouped
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that's very cool.
There's some sort of regional stress thing going on.
Up this side, there's some climbers over in here.
Just
This is
imagine,
a big rock climbing area.
yes, and just imagine when this was wet. You know, these were all little Niagara Falls here doing
Yeah.
their thing and carving out
see
Frenchman Cooley.
A little waterfall here. We'll go over the waterfall. Everybody likes a good waterfall.
There's our old Sunset Highway there, the
Yep.
main road between Seattle and Spokane before they
Yep.
built the freeway.
Yep. And then this is got wires. Yep, we're good. We're clear. Almost clear. Let's get a little higher than that.
Thanks for paying attention to the wires, Maria.
Wires. I gotta pay attention to wires. And anyway, here's the waterfall. And again, this is all irrigation runoff. These ponds are fed. They come out of Grand Coulee, gets pumped up to Banks Lake. It goes into a series of canals out here. And then it goes into all these farms, and whatever they don't need keeps going. And then it eventually flows down off that cliff. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's no water at the bottom of that cliff. It goes right into the ground. Tell us about these piles. This is silica.
This is silica, so it's like styrofoam. It's almost, it doesn't even look natural when you look at it closely, and also from this vantage point. This is an old lake bed, so this is back during the lava flow times. After one lava flow, there was a lake, there was a bunch of diatoms in the water that fell to the bottom. They've been mining this for abrasives and toothpaste and other kinds of cleansers.
Yep, I can see a mining truck down there.
And I never found a good person to talk to get in here legally.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I see they're reclaiming most of this now. They used to have beautiful quarry walls where you could see a lot of the geology. I'm kind of bummed that it's mostly filled in now. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they're not.
They're
too
probably
cooperative.
required by the EPA or something.
Yeah. Oh, can we shoot over the stage?
Sure.
This would be a fun angle to see that. So they've just filmed a documentary on the Gorge Amphitheater and why it got built and who was involved and how it became such a big music venue. And they did a beautiful job with the film. And these young filmmakers stopped into Ellensburg, and they got me on camera talking a little bit about the geology about 5 years ago, and they invited me to a midnight screening
Oh.
here,
Oh, neat.
Labor Day weekend, and I went, and I figured they'd, have a little bit of geology. I was so flattered. No, they opened the film and they closed the film with this geology stuff.
Wow.
And they had this beautiful cinematography and music, and so I hope it gets a wide release. It's called Enormous, the Gorge Story or something like that.
Okay. So we are kind of paralleling the cliff, and we're going to come right over the top of the stage. If I aim it quite right. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I do occasionally will take clients out here from Wenatchee that are staying here. So I did do a video about my trip down to the Gorge Amphitheater.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, from basically I shot on the way down to pick up my clients. And but then I had my clients, so I had to take the cameras out, and then I put it back in, and of course the cameras failed on the way back. All right. Oh, there's the stage right there.
Yeah,
This is all parking under us, and then here's some. There's just some vineyards, just in case you need some vineyards. And there's the stage. And normally I don't fly over the stage because normally this place is full of people.
The iconic stage, look at that.
But there's the Gorge Amphitheater stage.
Everybody's enjoying the show. There's like 3 geologists in the crowd who aren't even looking at the stage. You know, they're looking out here.
And you got to look at that Nick on the Rocks show where they talk about the gorge. I can't remember which one it was though. I was looking for it the other day. Do you remember which one it's called?
It's called Giant Ripples or something like that. Yeah, we mostly featured West Bar Ripples, and then we threw the gorge thing in at the end.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, the wind is definitely picking up. You can see the wind on the water right now. No white caps or anything, but it's a really nice river down here, nice lake. It's hard to call it a river. It's the whole thing is a river, but it's individual lakes.
Right, totally right.
And this one is nice because it goes from Wenatchee all the way down to the Wanapum Dam, so it's quite a stretch.
You know, it'd be fun to find, and maybe your viewers have already kind of seen it so far in this video. Occasionally there's big, beautiful white boulders that are just perched here and there, and they just stick out like a sore thumb, and you really have to look for them.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
There's a couple near Bishop's Place, I remember. I'm not even sure it's worth looking for. Well, you know what? If you want to play that, go ahead.
I thought I saw one
There's
down
one
there.
Right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Or is that one of the kilns?
No, you're right. That's a beautiful granite. So the nearest. Can we try kind of like right up by that house, but just actually no. Oh, there's wires up there. Forget it.
Well, I could go. Where's the wires? Where you want to go over the wires?
Yeah, kind of up by the wires. There's some. I remember hiking up to one pretty impressive granite boulder.
So going back, this is whatchamacallit again?
Ancient Lakes or Potholes
Ancient Lakes,
Coulee.
Potholes Coulee, right?
Yeah. But it's maybe not even worth it. But I think seeing these white boulders out in the middle of nowhere, they're really impressive if you really start to think about it, because the nearest granite bedrock, like, you know, a whole area of just bedrock granite is 100 miles away. So how are you going to take a boulder the size of a car and get it down here if you don't have Ice Age floods doing that work? So
go up here?
Yeah, I guess, but it's been like 15 years since I've been out here, so I suppose I'm not...
I'll just go along the edge of this farmland here.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see something.
Or maybe just on this...
There.
So the idea is the main floods are coming down the Columbia, but you get these kind of quiet side waters, and so you can imagine an iceberg kind of floating up onto this bench, carrying a big granite boulder. That's a nice shot with that beautiful looking tractor. Somebody's got some money.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And so we'll give a prize to somebody who can find the white boulder, but even these gravel pits that have all the gray stuff, I've already said that 4 times.
Yeah.
Skip that.
Okay.
Cut that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not seeing, but I bet you there are some, unless somebody carted them off. But you say they're as big as cars?
They're pretty impressive, but...
Never noticed. Someone told me that they were old ovens down here from Italian workers that used to build these ovens along the river when they were working on, I don't know, something. I never got the story quite right, and I never got to see any of these. And I've flown in this area a lot.
Interesting.
So right now we're above Crescent Bar. This is the beginning of Babcock Bench. There is actually another coulee there coming out of Quincy, but it's really small.
It's small, but it also carried a lot of floodwater spilling over from Quincy Basin, so it's also plugged with all that light-colored gravel. Yeah, this is a great shot to see that. Look at all that stuff.
This orchard is going to get torn out real soon now.
Very sad. It really?
Yeah. Cherries. Looks like he stopped watering it already.
Wow.
Yeah, this is where the mouth of that coulee.
Yes.
It's not quite as dramatic as other ones. And I did want to show you, but I'm thinking that the sun is going to make a tough shot. But there's on the other side there, you can see close to the river now, the end of this bar.
Yeah.
You see how it comes up on an angle? It's obviously an uplift.
Yes.
That's basalt.
Yes.
And it's actually pretty neat. We'll go down there and take a look at it.
Pretty good columns there too, right?
Yeah, but it comes up on this weird angle.
Okay.
And it's very popular. It's very popular in the summertime. Boaters will boat up to the base of it, and swimmers will get out of the boats and they'll climb up there as far as they can, and then they'll dive into or jump into the water. I don't think I've ever seen anybody dive.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's the area also that boater showed me a petrified log kind of hanging in space, basically, on the cliff. And if it's all shadows, we might have luck seeing it. I don't know.
Definitely a lot of shadows up there.
I just can't believe I'm seeing this like this. Thank you.
And the thing is
thank you so much.
I see this stuff all the time.
Oh boy.
And it's by sharing it with people on YouTube and friends and having people come for flights with me, I get to realize that it is actually kind of something special.
It is totally something special.
Because when you see it all the time, it loses its specialness.
I suppose so.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah, this is where they climb. You can see where you can take a boat right up to the base of that.
Yes.
And then they climb up the rock, and you can see that when you get next to it, I don't think it's going to be on the camera too well, but you can see the columns there on an angle.
You sure can.
And they look kind of smushy. I can't really describe that. Anyway, that's, and then this in front of us used to be where Spanish Castle was. You can see the foundations there.
Oh, yeah.
And normally the water would be a little bit higher. And there used to be other buildings out here, but they had a fire, maybe 2-3 years ago, and it basically ate this whole place up. Very sad. You can see all these abandoned things down here, because you can't get down here on a road anymore. There's like a little outhouse right there. You can't get to it. They used to be able to go on these roads, but now they're washed out. You can see where the floodwaters came down these canyons and destroyed the roads.
I see.
That's because there was no vegetation after the fire to hold it all back. So, like, this is all torn out. Yeah. So we're coming back up. We're almost at the mouth of lowermost coulee again. And I'm climbing because this is where the wires start up again over the river.
Over the river and through the woods.
This is the last house on this side.
Well, the drive from Ellensburg to Wenatchee is an hour and a half, but boy, if there was a road right up and over Kalakam, it would be
there is a road, but it's not paved, and I recently drove it. I didn't go all the way into Ellensburg, but I was, close enough that the roads were starting to get good again. And I would not want to drive that road again. I was in my Jeep, and it just shook me to pieces.
So as a result, I don't get over to Wenatchee that much, so I'm sure glad I came over today.
Yeah, no, it worked out good. Worked out good. I got a few more things to do with the helicopter before I put it away. And then I get to store up all this video footage with hopefully all the cameras worked.
I have no doubt.
Just see if is that blinking? I'm starting to get paranoid now. Yes, it is. It's because it just changed, the timing just changed on it. Okay, all right, I'm not paranoid. I am paranoid, but I'm feeling better. It's just, boy, when you get burned.
Yeah.
Then you just.
I hear you.
We'll go up over this dam too. This will be the Rock Island Dam again. We'll do one more thing before we go back. We'll go up the Rock Island grade.
Yeah.
And we'll take that up. It's a neat canyon to fly up. I don't fly up canyons too often around here. I used to do a lot of that in Arizona, but I just don't do it so much here. And I don't know the canyons as well as I'd like to.
Yeah.
The thing about canyon flying is you really got to know what's up ahead of you. And the only way you can know is just to do it all the time.
Yeah. Got some subtle giant current ripples here.
Yep. So this is the oldest spot. That makes sense because this is a really narrow spot to put a dam. It's not a very high dam. It looks like it's only holding the water, what, not even 10 feet? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Not much. And built in 1930.
Brings a lot of power in though. Looks like they got powerhouses on both sides.
Yeah.
It's neat in the spring when they let a lot of the water out and it's just rushing out like crazy. Back to this. Alright, so we're gonna go up this canyon. And I passed all the wires here, and those go where? Go to there. Oh, then they go there. Okay, good. Sometimes when I do tours of the area and I get back early and I need to, you know, do more to bring it up to a whole hour, I'll take people up here.
Oh yeah, my parents visited from Wisconsin long ago, and I drove them on this road.
Oh, you did?
They were not. They were not comfortable. They're not normally nervous people, but they're like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that road is in decent shape, though.
Yeah, it is.
I did helping a rancher look for his cows.
Oh, really?
And we had to come up here. You didn't expect them to be right here, but we used this as an avenue to get to where we had to go. And this guy was amazing because maybe it was me too, because I apparently got him close enough where he could see the color of the ear tags on the cows that we saw. And he wasn't using binoculars. And he would say, oh, nope, that's my neighbor's. Nope, that's not mine. He had a grand old time.
I'll bet.
Well, we never did find his cows.
Really?
Yes, which is pretty funny. He didn't seem disappointed though. So this is created by the floods then?
Well, no.
Okay.
It's got the wrong shape. We're more gradual here. We didn't pluck a bunch of stuff out. It's a big canyon, but it's more of an Ice Age flood deposition. In other words, way up at the head of this canyon, there are some flood deposits. So you can picture kind of quiet water creeping up this valley as opposed to big floods coming down. And you're like, well, come on, this looks about like some of the other big canyons. Well, if you look at a map, there's no way to get water in this thing.
Okay, yes. Because it does. It ends kind of suddenly.
Yes. So there's many different ways to be very sure about where the Ice Age floods hit and where they missed. And this one, even though it's a big canyon, missed.
You can see some water down here now.
So, you know, we're maybe missing something about why some of these canyons, which are not Ice Age flood carved, why they're so big. I don't totally understand that.
This is a pretty good sized one.
It is. And the Nanum Canyon north of Ellensburg, that big canyon we flew up the first time, I don't understand why it's so big.
This has got to be a spring right in there, huh? With all that grass?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, this is a much more extensive, I mean, it makes sense. You remember looking on Google Maps, you can see how big this is, but boy.
It just goes and goes. It branches off in various ways.
Interesting.
I haven't been up here in maybe this whole season, I don't remember. Some little dust devil up there. The other thing that's interesting is just a little higher than we are. We're going to climb a tiny bit. There's wheat fields, and this is all, actually it looks like they're tilling over there maybe, where that dust is.
Yes.
Yeah, this is unirrigated wheat fields.
Hey, there's my cows right there.
See it? Yep, there you go. What color is his ear tag? There's a couple more over there. Yeah, there's a lot of cows down here. It was a lot of fun that flight. Now because there's water down at the bottom of this canyon here, now we're getting tree growth and stuff, which is really pretty. And because we're in September, we're starting to get some fall colors, which is also nice. And we're climbing very gently. I like these red trees down in here.
Me too.
Nice looking outcropping over there.
Atta girl. Atta girl.
Oh, oh man. I once went on my sister's probably going to watch this video and hear me say this, but we once went on a vacation. My sister came with us, and we did the Grand Circle in Arizona and Utah.
Okay.
You know that?
Yeah.
And so we went to all these parks, and the main feature, of course, is the rocks. And at one point, my sister calls up my mom, and she's talking to me. Yeah, we're having a good time. I don't know what's worth them. All we want to do is look at rocks. So these, what are these?
Well, these are just one of the many lava flows. This is one of the resistant flows that erodes in a different way. Yeah, that's quite spectacular. I don't know exactly which flow that is, but just imagine a cake with some layers that are made out of ingredients that are very, very stubborn, and others that are kind of soft and easy to erode away. And that's the only story there, I'm afraid.
That's okay. So now we're coming up to the top of this, almost done. Then we'll make a left-hand turn. There's one of those. Oh no, that's a silo there. Grain silo.
Well, you thought it was in a round.
Oh no, there's a house there. No, I'm looking for the houses. I'm always looking for the houses. So we can come out right up here. I love to explore abandoned places. I have a thing about abandoned places.
Yeah.
So when I see these old houses, sometimes they're in the middle of a wheat field with no road to get to them.
Right.
It gets my imagination going.
Oh, sure. There's got to be a story there.
Yeah. So this looks like it used to be a wheat field, and they let it go. Sometimes you can see the edges of it. Just a little building I'll fly over the top of. And then
wow, that's staggering up ahead. I didn't realize that was so. What is that? What?
That is, which way are we going? West, south, southwest. That is, oh gosh, what is that?
Where are we?
That would be out toward, that's got to be the enchantments right there.
I guess so,
yeah.
Huh? I've just never seen them from this point of view.
This is up on top of Badger Mountain. So we are way up high, about 1,500 feet over the Wenatchee level. There's another canyon. This is one of the feeder canyons that goes into the one we were just in.
Beautiful.
Pretty sure. We're not going to go that way though. We'll just go out this way. It's so weird that, you could be in a canyon one minute and the next minute you're over these wheat fields.
Yes.
And then when we get out to the edge where these wires are, where these antennas are, then it just drops off, and then that would be Wenatchee.
Yep.
And there's all these homes that are built down in these little canyons.
That's very cool.
To keep them out of the wind. They've obviously just cut straw here. Left the straw bales out. I like to watch the baling machines from the air. Because they drive along these piles of hay or straw, whatever they're doing, and every once in a while they just poop out a bale in the back. It's kind of fun to watch. Yep. He's collecting them over there. He's got a machine to collect them.
I mean, this is an interesting place right here because before the Ice Age, we're pretty sure all of eastern Washington looked just like this. Rolling hills of this wind-blown silt called loess.
Like
on top of those, yes, exactly. So that was all from the Cascades over to the Rockies. This was the scene, and then when you suddenly lose it, like we're about to, obviously something happened. In this case, the Ice Age floods. But boy, this is going to be. I'm getting excited again.
I know, because it's going to go right up the edge of the cliff.
Oh, good Lord!
I used to do this going over into the Grand Canyon. It was quite a trip.
Oh, baby!
Might get bumpy here.
Oh my God!
Oops. And there we go.
Landslides coming right down, and then the Ice Age, the Pangborn Ice Age flood bar.
Level down here. That's where Fancher Heights is. That's where Pangborn landed his plane out by Fancher Field. You can still see the big white roof of the hangar out there.
Okay.
It's a storage place now. And then the airport's right down there.
Oh my heavens. So this intermediate area between Pangborn and up high, this is all stuff that slid off of the giant lava, just like your place over there, sliding off of Mission.
Okay.
So there's this landsliding history to make these upper kind of rolling hummocky guys, and then once you get down to the more flat top of East Wenatchee, and I guess there's not much of a flat top over there, is there?
No.
But that's the Ice Age flood bar, Pangborn bar.
Let's see, am I on the right frequency? Wenatchee area traffic helicopter 7534 Delta is 2 to the, let's see, northwest, landing Wenatchee. This is all new orchard in here. It's like 1,000 acres of mostly apple.
Boy, orchard people must be making good money with the orchards. There's orchards going in everywhere.
Well, which is good because they're also tearing them out all along Grant Road on the way here. In fact, we saw some places where they're building apartment buildings.
Oh, yeah.
So they are tearing them out, but then they're putting more in. So we're going to come sneak in around the back and land right where we were, except we'll put on the other helipad. Well, that was a lot of fun.
I agree. Thank you so much.
I learned a lot.
That's good.
I always learn a lot.
So did I.
I had somebody say that on my blog. He said, every time I watch one of your videos, I learn a lot of stuff.
That feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, you know, every day you got to learn something new. If you're not learning, you're not living. That's what I say. Oh, I guess the UE is back. The 205, whatever he is. And Wenatchee traffic helicopter 34 Delta is going to be sitting down by the fire cache. They must have just got in. Or not. Oop. I did some video of these guys doing rappelling practice recently. Put it online. It was very interesting to watch. Let's see how soft I can put it down. See how straight I can put it down. There we go.
Pretty good.
Works for me.
Thank you.
Another successful landing.